Hello everyone, and welcome to Nursing 323 Health Assessment for Registered Nurses in the RN to BSN program at UNCW. My name is Dr. April Bice, and I will be your faculty and course lead professor for your section of Health Assessment for Registered Nurses this semester. I wanted to take the opportunity to go over the course site with you, navigate through the modules, and explain the overall build of the course site in Blackboard. So when you log in to your Nursing 323 course, the first place you'll end up is the Start Here page. You'll see the course introduction video followed by several items and pages along the way. So the first thing you'll find is some general tips for being successful in this course, some basic information on who to contact for certain things, as well as the Technology Assistance Center information. You'll also see some general tips for success in the beginning of the course. These general tips apply through the remainder of the course, but they're good for you to keep in mind. You'll also find information on the faculty, which is myself, as well as the teaching associate who will be there at the beginning of the course. All emailed information or questions about assignments should be directed to me, the lead faculty, not the teaching associate. Following faculty introduction information, you will find some very important information. This is registration information to something called Shadow Health. Shadow Health is a digital clinical experience, basically a virtual patient experience that we here at UNCW use to communicate and educate on patient experiences in health assessment. You will need to register for Shadow Health as well as pay for Shadow Health access as a part of this course. To register for Nursing Shadow Health, please visit the Shadow Health website and you will enter the course pin here that you see below. Shadow Health also has very good technical support. There are various instructions and modules that you can view related to Shadow Health, including student access account setup, technical requirements, technical and health support, as well as an awesome introduction video. You will have flexible turn-in of assignments as 24 hours a day Shadow Health is available. There is a tips and tricks PDF here at the top of this icon, which goes over really helpful information related to talking to your patients in Shadow Health. Be sure to click on this for extra information for doing success in the Shadow Health digital clinical learning. You can also call Shadow Health whenever you have questions about your account or problems with accessing Shadow Health. Next, you'll find textbook resources. The only textbook that is required for this course is listed in your syllabus, the Jarvis Health Assessment textbook. However, you do have free resources available to you through purchasing the Shadow Health access, so there's information for locating those resources through Evolve in this icon. The Class Cafe is essentially a place where you can post questions and will receive answers from the course instructor as well as other students. Be sure to ask questions in the Class Cafe if you think it would be helpful to other students as well. The last thing you'll find on the Start Here page is some information regarding your portfolio. Every student in the RN to BSN program is responsible for a capstone project in the end of their experience and journey to BSN program. In that capstone experience, it's your final class, you are responsible for putting together a portfolio and getting these things together for this class. Those assignments will go into your portfolio. So be sure that you are saving and including all of the assignments listed here for your portfolio in your capstone class. The next thing I wanted to do was just take you to the Shadow Health website. Now, as you enter Shadow Health, your vision will be a little bit different than mine. because as a faculty role, I will see different things than you. But I can introduce you to one of your virtual patients, and her name is Tina. Tina is who you see sitting here. She is the patient that you will be doing much of your digital clinical experiences with. You'll learn all about Tina's background, her concomitant diseases, any issues or diseases that she has that are underlying. You'll find information about her health history, her family history, her social history, all through the digital clinical experiences with Shadow Health. And these assignments that you complete in Shadow Health will be submitted for a grade. Some of the assignments are optional and other assignments are not. There are various assignments in the Shadow Health, and you will be responsible for talking with Tina in a real-life format through written text. Tina will actually talk back to you based on the questions that you ask her. You want to make sure that you're using the tips and the tricks that I post in the Start Here page that I just mentioned, because sometimes when you ask a question, it will seem like you don't understand why the response is not coming through from Tina. It's usually because there are a bank of questions that are most appropriate, and the question that you asked is not found in that bank. There is a plethora of possibilities that are workable questions and are workable statements. So most of the time you won't have a problem communicating with Tina, but if you do find any problems, make sure that you're reviewing the tips and tricks about communicating with patients in the digital clinical experience before entering your assignment. All right, so let's go back to the Start Here page. So the next thing you're going to notice over here is your syllabus page. This is a contract between myself and between you as the student. So make sure that you read the syllabus in its entirety and ask me any questions for clarification that you might need. The next thing you'll find is the schedule of our summer session and when all of your assignments are due to be submitted. You'll additionally find information about submitted assignments in each one of the module, but this is a nice handy-dandy little schedule that you can print out to have with you at all times and perhaps highlight when assignments are due to be submitted. The next place you'll see is the learning modules. And the learning modules happen from week 1 through 7 for all 7 weeks in the course. Next, you'll find the discussion board. In the discussion board, you'll see the class cafe, which is where you can submit course questions and I'll give you answers, followed by modules 1 discussion, module 4 discussion, and module 5 discussion, as well as module introduction discussion that you will be doing in the first week of class to get to know your classmates and your peers. Each one of you has been assigned a group for this course, and you will find which group you are in located in the red, orange, yellow, green, or blue discussion groups. When you enter the module discussion, you will see which group you enter by noting which group you're located in according to our class. All right. Let's see here. And just so you know, the reason that you only see modules 1, 4, and 5 discussion is because you do not have discussion every week. You only have 3 discussion assignments in this course. The next tab over here on the left you'll find is the rubrics tab. The rubrics essentially are a way for you to understand how you will be allocated points for each assignment in the class. The only rubric that we don't have posted here is the quizzes, because the quizzes are pretty self-explanatory. Once you take them, they're worth a certain amount of points per question. But these rubric documents will clearly outline what you need to do in order to achieve how many points for each one of the assignments, as well as how many points that assignment is worth. You can click on the My Grades tab to find information about your percentages as well as your marks. You can also click on this email and essentially send an email to the entire class, to certain students, or also to the faculty or instructors that are teaching the course. NetTutor is also something that is available to you as a student. It's essentially a place for you to get feedback on writing or assignments that relate to writing. If you have any questions about making your writing better or comprehensive work on your Shadow Health assignment, etc., you can use NetTutor as a student at UNCW for free. Additionally, you'll find information on course tools. Course tools are open to all of the students, and that includes things such as finding access to SafeAssign if you have questions about SafeAssign, or finding access to the library, the discussion board. It's just kind of a quick way for you to get to other locations in the course. But SafeAssign is actually not something that we will be utilizing in this class, so it's not something you need to worry about. All right, so let's go back to the learning modules and quickly review Module 1. Module 1 will be the assignments that we go over in week 1. So every time you enter a module, you'll find the module overview. That means what will we be doing this week, essentially in a summary. You'll also find outcomes of learning for that week. What is it that we want you to learn? What is it that you are goaled and aimed at understanding this week and in this module? Next, you'll have a to-do list. The to-do list includes not only your readings, but also your submitted assignments. Anytime you have a submitted assignment in a module, I highlight that for you in blue to let you know that that's something that you need to submit. Also in Module 1, you have your introduction of your class participants. This is where you go to find out your group assignments. I did show you a little bit about that there in the discussion board, but you can click here to find that out as well. It'll take you right to the discussion board with your names. Here is where you get to Module 1 discussion. You can also get to discussion by, again, clicking on the discussion board link. Next, you'll find all of the areas that you submit your assignments. Anytime you have an assignment that needs to be submitted, you will see the little submission icon here to the left. Looks like a piece of paper, a ruler, and a pencil. That is a clue to you that that is something you should be turning in. So the first submitted assignment you have is the Module 1 discussion board assignment. Again, that's discussion that you will be using under the discussion board. Module 1 discussion is basically an evidence-based assessment, cultural competence, and interview assessment. Okay? And you will choose one of the following prompts to complete your module discussion. You want to be sure that your discussions are posted, your initial response by Wednesday, and then you are responsible for responding to 2 classmates by Friday. The discussion grading will be used to evaluate discussion posts each week. Next, you will complete your first Shadow Health assignments. First, you will complete the digital clinical experience orientation. Once you watch the introduction video, you'll learn more about that. The orientation is not really something that you receive a grade on. It's just a way for you to learn how to work through Shadow Health. And once you do complete that, you will receive what's called a lab pass. Every time you complete a Shadow Health assignment, you will be given access to print a PDF or save a PDF of your lab pass for that assignment. You also have a conversation concept lab due this week. Again, once you receive your lab pass for completing that conversation concept lab, you will submit that for a grade. So, here is where you submit your digital clinical experience orientation lab pass, and here is where you submit your conversation concept lab pass. Again, here is where you submit your discussion and where you get your grades for discussion, and here are some overall objectives for discussion that will help you when you're formulating your responses. I believe that's all we have for week 1. Moving forward, we'll do more videos to help you understand the expectations for the weekly assignments as well as the module expectations. But for right now, I wish you all the very best and please do not hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or concerns.